Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, in the wintertime is an exciting time for me because it's dreams and thoughts of springtime. And it's when I sort of can spend my time trying to find new lures that are going to be those magic lures that are going to make a difference. But it's made me think about the different materials that we use on lures that I think it's important for you to realize that the material a lure is made out of. Now, right now, I'm not really talking about hard lures like crankbaits that are made of hard plastic or baits that are made of metal. That's something a little different. But all the finesse type, all the slow fishing type of lures, all the lures that you want to look like live bait but aren't live bait, they're made of different things. And let's look at some of the materials that make up these lures. Marabou. Marabou is so sought after by jig fishermen. It costs a lot more. If you buy a made marabou jig in a store, it's going to cost 2 or 3 times what a bucktail or other type of material jig might cost. Now, why is it better? It's because or is it better? That's always a question you can ask. But the material itself has a different look in the water. And when you bring it in, it makes whatever color you've got it in, whatever jig head you've got, it makes it look a little different. And sometimes the fish really prefer that. Then the other thing is feathers. You know, feathers make up an awful lot of lures. They make up the tail end of a lot of spinners. They'll have feathers on the treble hook to give it more attraction. And of course, flies. Flies are made up of feathers. And that can be incredibly attractive. It has a different look in the water. Then you've got bucktail. That's an age-old material. The fur, the hair on a deer is different. Of every animal is a little bit different. In bucktail, in bucks, they take it from their tail. That's why they call it bucktail. Those fibers of hair in the water give a totally different look and can be really, really, really effective. In my life, I would say I've caught more fish. Excuse me, folks. I got a frog in my throat. I've caught more fish on bucktail jigs than any other lure that I've ever used. In fact, a lot of times in the past when I was doing my national TV show Streamside, that's about all I would take out. And I would catch every species of fish on a bucktail lure. And then I read an article about using horsehair. Now, horsehair has a whole different characteristic, and the horse's tail is going to have a lot longer hair than a deer's tail will. And so some of these giant jigs, now they may have the same jig head, might only be a half ounce, a quarter ounce even, but 10 inches long of horsehair, you have no idea the fish that I've caught on that. And that's going to look completely different than the horsehair. And even the color became important. But I've caught some of the biggest walleyes in my life, something all you walleye fishermen would never even imagine using, because I wasn't fishing for walleyes. I was fishing for muskies. And I have caught at least probably 10 walleyes in my life that were so long, I'm going to say 30 inches. And I know that sounds like bragging or something, but in the tributaries, they're not as tremendously heavy as they are in the St. Lawrence. But on these horsehair 10 to 12, even 13-inch long jigs. And finally, soft plastics. Soft plastics have given the whole fishing industry a different look because depending on the ingredients that are used in making that liquid plastic before when you put it into a mold, the softer it is, the more movement it will have in the water. And so soft plastics give any jig head, if you put bucktail on that jig head, it's going to look one way. If you put a soft plastic bait on it, it's going to have a total different reaction in the water. And it can be either better or worse depending on what the fish are reacting to. But I think it's important to know that you have a big variety of different things that you can use today that weren't used in the past, and they all can make the lures more attractive or sometimes just more attractive to us. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.